everyone? It's your boy Vinny Venom, and this is Getting Into the Business, the music business. That is episode 17. I am Vinny Venom, your host, music producer, remixer, songwriter, record label owner, apparel owner, entrepreneur, public figure. And I want to start saying to everyone, we are on episode 17. I've been getting so much amazing feedback from so many people on TikTok and Instagram, showing me love, showing me support. Also on LinkedIn, everyone contacting me and showing me so much love on my new show, Getting Into the Business, the music business. That is episode 17 that we're at right now. I want to thank everyone for showing me love for my new music that just came out on my label, Beat Cutter Music, for 2022. My newest projects that I was working on, that I also promised you that I will be coming out shortly, and they did for 2022. We have Vinny Venom, the M Code 2022, Vinny Venom, Make It Real Loud, and everyone is playing every track real loud. Thank you for everybody that's been sharing the links to the video that I did for the M Code that everyone's been going crazy over and contacting me and complimenting me on the video, and saw how much work I put in that video, and people asking me who did the video, and I'm like, I did the video. And I was explaining to them it took me 8 days of not sleeping and doing work and finally getting it done and getting it out to you. And want to thank everybody for sharing it. Please, if you like what I've been doing, videos and my music, especially my YouTube channel, definitely share, subscribe, like, and comment. I want to see you leave your comments or information that you want me to answer or work on other shows to explain to you what you want answers on. I'm glad to do it. Just let me know, DM me, or leave it in the comments on here on YouTube and explain it to me what you need answered. And I will do my best of my ability to give you the information that you asked for. And if I don't have that information, I'll get that information from you. I will contact people and find out and research that information and get it to you and help you on your way and what you're trying to do. So let me talk about what I'm going to talk about on this episode 17. And I'm going to talk about copyrights, okay, and how important copyrights are and how they protect you and how to know what you are getting into and what you are putting yourself involved if you don't have a copyright, okay? Now, people say to me and they say, I filled out an SR form and that's enough. And I'm like, no. An SR is just for the sound recording, okay, the master recording of it. Now, if you're an artist like me, a producer, a remixer, you want to always make sure that your melody, your notes, your chords um, are all taken care of. Everything is legitimately registered to what you did on your song, okay? If you wrote music to your song, if you sang lyrics on your song, you want to document that and let the copyright office know on that PA form that you were involved in the melody, the arrangement, the lyrics, okay? So the music and the arrangement covers the chords, the notes, and the melodies. Okay, that's the PA form. Everybody says, well, the SR, no, the PA is more important, but they all work, coincide together. If you're going to copyright, I advise you all to do both. Okay. Now I'm going to explain to you there's a difference. Okay. If you have one song that you're copywriting, okay, and understand on the copyright, if you have different edit mixes, okay, you have a radio edit, you have an extended mix, you have another mix that maybe is a different style of music, you have one that's a big room, you have one that's a tech house or whatever. That's going to be an arrangement that's going to be different than the other tracks that you're putting down on the copyright. So you cannot put that down on a standard application. You have to put that on an unpublished group application. And I believe you can only put 10 songs at a time. But I always ask everyone to contact the copyright office. Don't take my word for it because things always change every single month and even every single day. Contact the copyright office. Like recently, the copyright fee was $65. Now it's $85. So you could do an electric that I've been doing, an electric registration that you could do stuff on the computer, or you could do a form. If you do a form, it's going to take longer. If you do a registration, registration, it's going to take less. I do electric, it's easier. It gets to them faster. And that's what I've been doing. I had a long time ago, I used to do recording a CD and then sending them the CD with the form and everything. Now I do everything on the computer, and that's the best way of doing it, from my opinion. If you want to do the paper, that's on you. That's not on me. I'm not going to tell somebody to do something they don't want to do. Everything in life is choice. You decide if it's the right choice for you. If the paper is better for you, you do the paper. I do the electric. That works for me now, and that's how I do it. And that's what I've been doing. So do the PA and do the SR, okay? Just to cover you on both ends. If you have different versions, make sure and write down. You can't put it on a standard. That's only for one. Do it on a group, unpublished, and put down each song, each version that's changed. Like this, they know. Then, if there's a problem, okay, the copyright office is going to contact you. The most important thing is to contact them back. Because if you don't contact them back after a certain amount of time, copyrights expire. That means you're not covered. The song never got looked at. It never got registered. It got to them in the first place, but it did not get registered until you get the okay and they say the copyright is closed. Your certificate should be on the way, or you got your certificate already. Your song is not copywritten. So make sure that, and always contact the copyright office. There's things that they call threads. They'll send you an email saying, hey, fill out this, but make sure you put the thread right after the, hi, my name is so and so. They'll tell you exactly where to put it exactly where it needs to be. Contact them if there's an issue. Get that issue taken care of. Get a response from them saying that the issue is taken care of until you hear from them saying, so and so, we got your information. We will contact you, or someone will be contacting you regarding your application. If there's any other problems and you have anything else you need answered, contact the copyright office to let them know. When you contact the copyright office, send them a thread. Talk to them about the thread. Say, listen, here's the thread. This is the last email I got. I sent it at this date, at this time. Do you have it on file? Make sure they say, yes, we have it on file. Everything is taken care of. You should be getting an answer or a certificate in the mail real soon. Make sure that everything is taken care of, and they'll tell you that they'll let you know if the copyright is registered. Say, hey, copyright register is closed. The song is registered. You should be getting your certificate maybe this week or next month or whatever. Always inform them and inform yourself. Make sure that everything is taken care of and there's no glitches and there's no mistakes. That's the most important thing in anything. Same thing happens with BMI or ASCAP or SECA. Contact them. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask as many questions as possible because not everyone knows everything. And things change by the year, by the month, by the day. I'll give you a perfect example. I was doing stuff on TuneCore. At one point, I was putting out the edit, the radio edit, and the extended mix. They didn't need brackets on it. At one point, I sent it. I got a flag. They rejected it. I had to put the brackets on. Explain to me. I always contact them to find out if that policy is still in play. It is. So I always got to put the brackets on it. Putting with a feature where it needs to be. If you have a featured artist, these companies want everything in certain format because that's their new terms and policy. And if you don't follow their terms and policy, they can't put your work out. They're going to hold it back until it's corrected. So then they're going to contact you. It's very important to have an understanding with these platforms and contact them, especially if you put out copyrights and you're waiting for an answer And if you haven't heard something in a while, contact them just to reassure yourself and also stir up to them knowing that you haven't got a response for them and let them contact you and say, no, 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 everything is taken care of. It's going to take, it's, you'll be getting it any day now. You should be coming at this time. Always explain to them and send them an email first and have that bracket and contact them on the phone also just to keep the lines of communication open to help you instead of hurt you. So these are things that a lot of people, I tell them all the time, and how important copyrights are. It's protecting you. Okay. Now, let me give you an example. Now, if you did work before, right, on a form, it'll state on it, was this work ever published before? And if it wasn't published before, you're going to put no, of course. But if it was published before, I mean it was put out on TuneCore or Distro or whatever music platform you United or whatever ones you're using for distribution, and if it is put out, you're gonna put yes, it was put out. You go look at your TuneCore. When was it? The release date to be put on all these music platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Dazzler, all these music platforms that are distributed by these companies. And you put that down, and you'll see they'll have it on the form. They have it highlighted in the red. You fill out the reds, the most important. The other stuff you don't have to fill out. Just the stuff that they're showing you that needs to be filled out. The year, the actual time that you put it out for publishing. United States, you fill that out and you send it out. So that's covering you saying that the work was put out prior to this year. It was put out before. It's connected to a lot of these songs all over these music platforms. So if anything arise, you have the proof. You always have to have backup for yourself, explaining that you follow the rules and things are exactly what you're saying they are. So that'll help you in case something happens and occurs, because in life you don't know what is going to happen. Okay. So I always tell people it's always to be safe than to be sorry. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Always ask questions, right? I'll give you a perfect example. I started getting involved in NFTs. Why? Because it's the newest thing. I do a lot of graphics, a lot of video. I got good at it. I've been looking at so many people doing stuff. People been getting me, wanting me to do stuff because they're saying, "Look at this. This guy's work is not as good as yours, Vin. You will be making crazy." And I understand what they're saying. They're praising my work, so I'm starting to do stuff, so you'll start seeing my NFTs and stuff like that. And I'll let a lot of people know about what I'm putting out there and, what I'm connected to and whatnot. And I'll be doing videos on that also. And I did a video prior to that. I was talking about OpenSea, and I'll get into it much more as I dive into a lot more in the NFT world. Um, so I always tell people, always find out something. Don't ever do something without finding out, because you don't want no setbacks, you don't want no drawbacks. You want to make sure whatever you're doing is done correctly. Okay. Don't rush into things, because when you rush into things, you make mistakes. I noticed that I'm doing so many things at one time that sometimes my brain just fogs out. It's just normal. Always tell people the most important thing in life is your health. Okay. And I'm going to explain to you, as a producer, remixer, I've been getting tons of offers. Um, of people wanting to sign me. Now, I'm not gonna. A lot of people have been wanting to sign me. A lot of people are playing my stuff in clubs in the city. I'm hearing a lot of people hitting me up and saying, "Hey, Vin, I just heard your remixes at HQ. The DJs are playing your stuff." I felt so sick knowing that I knew the song that they're playing because I heard it. You played it for me, and I know it's your track. And DJs contacting me and sending me MP3s of them playing my music, and I respect them and I appreciate the love and the support. DJs like Metro Mix, John Hoffman playing his stuff on my mixes. People like Dan Matthews, people like Dutch Mars, people like Peter Quest, um, soul traders that I'm actually, when I get off with this, I got to do audio recording that they want to do a mix show geared to me and all my music, of like a Vinny Venom hour. And I really respect and I appreciate the support and the love. And they're like, "Yo, man, hit me up and said, "Yo, I'm happy you got back to me." I sent them the new track, and he's like, I'm happy that you got touch me because I want to do a Vinny Venom hour of your mixes and whatever. Could you please send me stuff?" And I'm going to do that. So I've been getting a lot of people wanting me to DJ. I'm actually working on that right now, because at one point I used to DJ a long time ago with turntables. I'm not a really CDJ guy. I'm starting to get into it. I don't get into something if I'm not 100% involved in it, and I'm working on that. And a lot of people are asking me, they want to see me at Ultra, they want to see me at Tomorrowland, and I definitely would love to do that and, be performing for you guys live and hyping everybody up. I'm happy that everybody respects me. Everybody's contacting me and saying to me, "Hey man, you're on that level now." And I'm like, "What level? What list?" They're telling me I'm on a list, and I'm like, I don't know what list they were talking about. They're like, "Well, Tiesto, Hardwell, uh, you know, um, Morgan Page, DJs from Mars, Martin Garrison and Showtek, all these big people that I respect, Afrojack, all these DJs and producers that I respect and remixers that I really love hearing this stuff and I still respect them stuff. And I'm on that list with them. That makes me feel really good knowing that all my work and all my me putting out music throughout the years and this year and last year, a lot of people got to know me more and more about my music. And I'm just like everyone else. I'm not one of these people that, I was in music. I did music for a long time, but I started and I got out of music, then I got back into music, you know. So it took a longer time to get back to where I was at one point. I've been lucky. I worked with so many amazing producers and I learned from them, mentors like Omar Santana, Frankie Bones, Junior Vasquez, uh, you know, um, Charles Alexander, Vince McLean, Vince Van Schuten. I can go on and on and on. You know, uh, Vince. Well, I could go. I could go on and on and on as I worked. Cool Herc, so many hip hop people in the hip hop industry. Jerry Calise, signed to Cutting Records, Aldo Marin and his brother Amato. I worked with, know people like Coro, Jelly Bean. I could go on. I'm not just hyping things up. I just, these are the people that I grew up with and learning from them. And it's crazy when you hear like someone like your mentor, like Omar says to me, he's like, dude, he's like, your stuff is sick, bro. I mean, I taught you stuff, but you're in a different level now. And I'm like, dude, it's all because of you. If it wasn't because of you, I wouldn't be doing what I do and what I love to do and what I continue to love to doing from a lot of people. And he's like, no, 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 you learned a lot from me, but you learned a lot from yourself. That's true. I did learn a lot more from myself. That's what experimenting and getting into stuff and getting involved. I'm actually working on going to be putting together on this live interviews. I'm actually figuring out the way of doing it, stuff that I'm going to be needing to get. And I'm going to be ordering and start doing stuff. And I want to get more involved in talking to people that I know and I respect. Not everyone just about music. It's going to be a little bit about everything. If you notice that my show is called Getting Into the Business, right? Getting into the business, the music business that is. Music and business is connected to a lot of channels, okay? Promoters, stuff gets in the movies. So I want to um, link my stuff to a lot of things. If you have questions, it doesn't have to be about music, it could be about anything. Business is business, okay? How you conduct your business is the way everyone needs to know, right? So and I get involved and I talk to a lot of people because a lot of people contact me. I just got an offer to connect with OnlyFans. It was crazy. I actually had to send stuff to my lawyer. Um, so, and I've been getting a lot of offers from a lot of other platforms and whatnot. So I guess they've been watching me and seeing what I've been doing and stuff that I be posting on Instagram and my LinkedIn channel and my YouTube, and they see what I've been doing and how I've been excelling, exceeding the level that excellence that they're saying that everyone's following me and they want to be involved in what I'm doing. Been getting a lot of offers to sign to labels. I'm not really looking to sign to anybody. I'm actually have my own label. Be Cutter Music is my label. I'm still signed to Cutting Records. I'm not actually doing stuff with them at the moment, but I am still signed to them. But I'm also doing stuff for my label. I've been doing stuff for my label for a while right now. But I've been getting a lot of offers from a lot of people wanting to sign me or manage me, and or vice versa. But I'm not looking to do any of that stuff. I've been doing remixes. Everybody's been loving my remixes. I will be doing remixes. I've been getting a lot of offers to do remixes. So I did a lot of stuff, bootleg remixes that a lot of people got to know my stuff. But I'm actually getting offers now to do remixes. So so right now I'm on that horizon, working on that level. And doing some other stuff. My stuff, I have my stuff in movies and commercials, and I talked about that in prior videos. There's stuff like Pond 5, there's Audio Jungle, there's a lot of these, music libraries that a lot of these people need music for their shows, TVs, documentaries. Um, but you always have to understand that when you go on these platforms, you have to state exactly what you're stating on these platforms. Like when put my stuff on Pod 5, I did not put in anything for sampling. I put no sampling in there, not allowed to sample. But I did put for commercial use. They could use the music the way there is and put it on a bed of whatever they're looking to put. That's fine, but no sampling. It's licensing. You're licensing your music so they can use it. A one-time thing. Just always make sure if you hear something on on a platform, either YouTube or whatever, and you didn't get any credit for it or didn't get paid for the licensing from it, then question it. Contact them and say, "Hey, what's going on? I didn't get my payment for it. Why are you using my music?" Always find out what the situation is before, you know, and explain to people like YouTube if that does happen. But if somebody's using it and they have permission to use it, then that's fine. If you notice that I put in my description now, because a lot of the terms and policies have changed on these social platforms. So you have to let people know, including them, that your stuff is copywritten on an SR form, sound recording, and a PA form, a performance arts performance copyright. So it is stated on there that it is copywritten. So they know that the music is already spoken for and it's your property, especially in your video and everything. So always understand, if you're going to do stuff, make sure that you are using stuff that you're entitled to use. Because if you're not using stuff that you're not entitled to use, you're going to get in trouble for it. You're not going to get any recognition from it. You're not going to get no credit for it. And that's not the way to go about it. You have to go about it the right way if you're going to follow the guidelines and make sure that everything that you do is taken care of down the line and making sure everything is running perfect. So that's, I always tell people, better safe than sorry. And a lot of people try to think they're going to get away with something. It don't work out that way. Things always eventually don't call out the way they're supposed to. You know, a lot of people know me as a rapper before I was a producer. Everybody's always asked me, "Hey, you gonna do a rap?" I'm gonna do a rap now. Okay, here we go. Times are what it may be. Understanding the life, the business of the situation, true to see. Things are not always the way they come. That is true. But if you follow things through the right situation, they will be at that situation for you. Times are hard. That's true. See what's going on in this world. Unfortunately, I do. Every day is a struggle and a hustle. That's something I know. I follow the guidelines word for word in every situation where I flow. Understanding the situation as it may be. Sometimes things do not actually relate to me, but for some reason, they happen to come in a situation stated to me. Things are harder every single day. We try to work hard and we try to do things always the right way. But not everything always comes the way we want it to be. Unfortunately, there's certain things end up what we end up happen to see. So be smart at what you do, work hard, and try to see things come the right way for you. Unfortunately, if you do things the right way, they will actually do. So I always ask people, always make sure what you're doing, that everything is going to work the way you want it to be. If you're not 100% at something, don't be afraid to ask questions. That's why I always ask people, if you have anything to ask me, DM me, leave comments on here, and I will answer them the best of my ability, if I can. If I can't answer them, I will actually work hard and find out that information for you and speak to someone that maybe I don't know the information, but someone I know has that information and they could reflect it to me and I could reflect it to you. Um, because I know that a lot of people get discouraged because they can't do something and it's driving them crazy, them not figuring it out and they just give up. And the biggest thing doing is giving up. Once you give up, you're basically signing off everything. Okay. I always tell people, take a step back, realize yourself, and try to figure out what you are stuck on. And if you don't know it, try to find someone that could help you. Say, hey, listen, I'm hitting you up. I see you're doing kind of what I'm trying to do, but I'm having a hard time. Could you give me some info? Could you give me some enlightenment? Could you answer some questions for me? I would really appreciate it. What could they say to you? No. And then if somebody says no to you, ask somebody else. Eventually someone's going to say yes to you because someone's going to figure out and say, "Hey, I was down that road just like this person." I understand where they're coming from. I definitely see, how this is really, really hurting him, because he can't figure it out. And I actually know the answer. It would be wrong not to, inform him or her and give him the information that could set him free at what he's trying to accomplish. So that's a good thing sometimes, and it's true. Not everyone is the same. Not everyone, wants to be bothered, right? But there are those people that do. There's those people that understand that and say, this is the reason why I actually did this, okay? Because I was asking a lot of questions and I was noticing that a lot of producers, even people that I knew, were giving me the wrong information. You know, they weren't getting things done the right way. So I said to myself, you know what? I need to do this. I actually had someone contact me today from the BMI. I mean, not the BMI. I'm sorry, from the copyright office, and I was talking to him, and he was a great person. I'm not going to mention his name once I do the video on because they want me to do a video. I'll mention his name, and you could actually hear what we're going to do and whatnot. The discussion we're going to talk about. He'll be asking me some questions, and I'll relate some questions back to him. And certain things that us artists sometimes we get stuck on, and we don't know exactly, what we actually need to, put down in certain things. I found out for some reason that when you write title your track, okay, when you have an MP3 and you name it, right? When you name that track, right, and you put it in the copyright office, you have to keep that name the same when you state the name of the track and when you load that track, either be an MP3 or a WAV file, that it corresponds with the name that's issued on the form. I didn't know that. Now I know, um, because someone explained that to me and had an issue with that problem and said, that was an issue for me. Really? I was like, wow, I didn't know that, but I always do it that way. So I guess, but who knows if I didn't know it, it would have the same situation happen. So, But we all have to figure out things for ourselves. We have to try to figure out what works for us and what doesn't work for us. Not everything's going to work for us always the same way. Things change in life. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We're on episode 17. I'm happy that everyone is enjoying this show. And definitely, I know if you're liking the information that I'm giving you and it's giving you a lot of stuff that you didn't know before and it's helping you out a lot, I would really appreciate it. Um, Subscribe, of course, like, comment, and definitely share to people that were in a situation or in a situation like this. And this information could actually help them and guide them to where they need to be, where they weren't before. Thank you, everyone, for all your support. I really appreciate it. Have a new track out, 2 new tracks out for 2022. My latest new productions that I did on my label, Beat Cutter Music. You can get it on all your music platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Title. I could go on and on all the music platforms. If not, if you just go to my description on this video, and you'll see the link tree, and it'll give you all my platforms where you can get my music. It's on SoundCloud also. You could hear it, but you can't download it. You have to get on these other platforms like Apple Music, Spotify to actually have it, streaming it or downloading it. So, song is called Vinny Venom M Code 2022. And then I have Vinny Venom Make It Real Loud, my newest hardcore track. So definitely check it out. And I appreciate everyone, all the DJs that have been showing me love and support here in the US. Thank you. And I appreciate it. And I continue to appreciate the love that you guys been doing, playing my music and enjoying it. Not only now in the present, from also the past. All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Hope to see you guys real soon with a new episode for you guys. Like I said, I promised you guys I was going to do episodes, but a lot of stuff's been happening, new music coming out. So I'm going to try to catch up with you guys and do a lot more stuff. And that's it. Take care.
Beat Cutters Music.
Breaking down cause my jealousy gets the best of me. If this keeps happening,